it's cool to see, I always tell our fans, especially when young kids ask me, like, how do I get started and what do I do? And I always say to them, you know what, like, be in God's will, because that's where you want to be. Because, I do think that as a teenager, it was really important to me. I was really I had a cool relationship with God from a really young age. And I think that really wanting to please him and be in his will is what led me to the band and to starting the band. And because I wanted to do what I was meant to do, and so I wasn't running from him, and I wasn't chasing just my own dreams, and I didn't just do what was easy and stable, and that's not always easy to do, but I just really believe that God will put you where you're supposed to be if you're available. And so, if you're supposed to be in a band and maybe you're supposed to get huge and famous, which a lot of, kids and people hope for, like, well, then he'll put you there and he'll open the doors and he'll give you favor with people and it'll happen. So I just, it's a cool thing to me to be where I am and to still get to do what I do, and singing, which is the one thing that was natural for me growing up.
Wow.
You can see God's hand in your life and know that he has a plan for us, and if we want to be in the center of his will, then we're really going to be ultimately happy. We're going to be who we're supposed to be.
That is very true. And there's one thing that you said that kind of got my attention, and I got to ask you, and it might be an obvious answer, it might be something, might be not, but you said that in school you were the shy, quiet bookworm. How did you go from that to the obvious? I know you said it was a struggle at first, but obviously there had to be something in your head that said, this is what I have to do, and this is the way you got to go about getting there. Was it just a...
Well, naturally, I would say I was somewhat introverted. I was scared of meeting new people. I went to a small Christian school growing up, so my world was somewhat sheltered and small, and it was great. I mean, I had a great childhood and stuff, but to, go into a career where I'm in a new town every day, I'm constantly being social and meeting new people, it was completely outside of my comfort zone. For the first couple of years, I think I wasn't honestly that happy doing it. And it took I remember just a lot of my friends just praying for me. I remember just conversations over and over where I was like, if this is really where God wants me, then why is it so tough for me? I miss home, I miss friends, I'm missing birthdays and holidays and weddings, and I'm really kind of a homebody naturally, and I love the people in my life, so I want to be with them. And so all of those things, I think God I think he changed my heart, I prayed over and over, if this is what I'm meant to do, I don't want to be miserable. I really think God wants us, I think this is meant to be something I love.
Right.
So I prayed over and over, if I'm meant to be here, God, then keep me here. Show me and give me peace. And over, it wasn't right away, but within, the first few years, I just all of a sudden realized I'm not scared on stage anymore. I actually enjoy it. And I really love meeting new people all the time. It really kind of stirs things up in me to be able to talk to people and share with them and hear about their life. And so, eventually I realized, wow, if I had any other job, that would be a stretch at this point.
Yeah.
So God, it's just God kind of working in your life in those little ways that you don't see until one day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm completely different, aren't I?
Yep. History is a good teacher. Well, listen, we are heard on every continent except Australia. Not sure what's up with the Aussies yet, but so you got yourself an audience. If there's one thing you wanted to leave people with about yourself, the band, the music, whatever it is, that's on your heart, why don't you go ahead and set that loose right now?
Well, I guess, that always changes a little bit, but for me, currently, I would say that this little thing that sort of inspires me is something my dad said to me growing up every day, one of those little dad pep talks before I would leave for school every day, and
right.
And it eventually stuck, and I think it's kind of shaped who I am. And he would always say, "Okay, now today be a leader, not a follower." and change at least one person's life today. And my dad's kind of one of those, like, epic guys. Like, he'll say things like that, and I'll be like, I'm rolling my eyes before it's even out, you know, 'cause I'm like, right, Dad, because I'm like a superhero, and I can save the world, and, you know, and he obviously thought the best of me, and he thought I really could. And the interesting thing was in high school, you know, things would come up, and I would be in situations, and I would kind of get this sense for, like, you know, this is bigger than me right now. And there was a situation where there was a girl that got picked on, and her name was Angel, and Angel was, I believe, like, genius level, but she physically had some, like, slow motor skills, and so people like to make fun of her. Right. And sorry about that, my dog. And so she would get picked on, and sometimes just mercilessly. And, you know, I was kind of the shy girl. Like, I think most people were kind of considered themselves my friends, but I was scared to say anything. You know, I was like, I'm like already kind of like the just shy, nerdy girl who doesn't think, you know, she thinks every other girl is prettier, and she's kind of somewhat insecure. But I was confident in what I knew was right and wrong. And I decided one day, you know what, like, it's no better for me to not say anything than for me to be the one actually picking on her. And that was when it made sense to me, like, what being a leader meant. And so in the choices that each one of us make every day, we can choose to just kind of fit in and to get by and to try to not, you know, make waves and be everyone's friend and be cool and do whatever that takes to be that. Or we can stand up for what's right and not just let things go by. And that's really when we make a difference and when we impact somebody's life by the choices that we make. And I think that's what my dad meant all along, you know, that each one of us can really change someone's life every day, because all we have to do is to notice and to love someone and to make a difference in that way. So I would leave people with, let today count. Know that your life counts. And to someone, you can be a hero, you know, with just a choice that you make. You can literally change their life forever by standing up for them or being a friend and letting them see somebody that really loves people and see God in you in that way.
That is awesome advice, and definitely appreciate you sharing that wisdom from your dad. He's obviously a very smart guy.
Smart guys, they are.
And we definitely are thrilled and appreciate that you took the time to be on the air with us today. Again, you're going to be at Carowinds this Saturday. We want to give out your website or anything else before we go?
Yeah, if anybody wants to check out our new music video for Cross the Line and the making of that too, which is a lot of fun. That stuff is all on our website, and we pretty frequently blog and stuff, so that's superchickonline.com.